After An Lanxiu's farewell, Ye Xuan is left to face the truth of his own path. His sister's life is still bound to a fading fire spirit, the world prison tower grows more dangerous, and Canglan Academy stands on the edge of ruin. But when the students of Cangmu Academy mock his name and threaten what he protects, Ye Xuan no longer chooses silence. In the streets of the Imperial Capital, blood will answer humiliation. Now let us follow the next developments in The First Sword God, Episode 9. Love. Ye Xuan did not understand what love truly meant. He had never loved anyone before. All he knew was that he liked being with An Lanxiu. As for anything beyond that, he had never thought about it. At that moment, Ye Xuan suddenly stopped. Not far ahead, an old man stood in his path. It was Old Ling, the elder who had appeared beside An Lanxiu before. Ye Xuan looked at him and said nothing. Old Ling studied Ye Xuan for a moment, then spoke in a heavy voice. "This old man is Ling Zhu, a servant beside my young miss. Miss An?" Ye Xuan asked. Old Ling nodded. Ye Xuan also nodded. "Senior, is there something you need?" Old Ling said, "Young Master Yi, what this old man is about to say may offend you. Please forgive me." Ye Xuan nodded. "Speak." Old Ling looked at him and said, "Although my young miss is from Jiang Kingdom, I am sure you have already noticed that her background is not simple. To put it bluntly, everyone she meets in Jiang Kingdom will one day only be able to look up at her. Some may not even have the right to look up at her at all. Do you understand what I mean?" Ye Xuan nodded. "You want me not to get too close to her, correct?" Old Ling nodded. "Young Master, ye must possess something extraordinary to earn my young Miss' regard. But she is not merely talented. The power standing behind her is something, young Master, ye cannot imagine. If you harbor any thoughts beyond friendship toward her, then forgive this old man for speaking plainly. Your life may become very exhausting. Extremely, extremely miserable. And my young miss may also be implicated because of you." Ye Xuan fell silent. Old Ling glanced at him. "Young Master Yi, please think carefully about my words. Farewell." As soon as he finished speaking, the space before him suddenly split open. In the next moment, Old Ling stepped into the crack and vanished without a trace, breaking through space. Only experts who had reached the Nether Passage realm could use such a method. Above the Imperial Kai realm was the Skysoar realm. Above the Skysoar realm was the Nether Passage realm. Old Ling was several major realms above Ye Xuan. And a Nether Passage realm expert like him was only a servant. He had deliberately revealed his strength before Ye Xuan. The meaning could not have been clearer. Ye Xuan stood in silence for a while, then slowly walked back up the mountain, feeling pressure now. The mysterious woman suddenly asked. Ye Xuan nodded. The mysterious woman said, "The fire spirit inside your sister can only last 1 more month at most. 1 month from now, if you cannot find a replacement, that little girl will be in extreme danger. Also, the being imprisoned on the 2nd floor is about to awaken. Once it wakes, if you have not found the Tao rule, you will certainly die. And if you die, your sister's fate will be even more miserable." Ye Xuan took a deep breath. "I need to cultivate, I need to become stronger." After saying that, he quickened his pace. Becoming strong was for his sister, it was for himself, it was for survival. And it was so he could one day pursue what he wanted to pursue. It was no different from ordinary people. Without money, what right did one have to speak of romance? What right did one have to live comfortably? Many feelings were built upon material foundations, not all but most. Before long, Ye Xuan returned to Canglan Hall. The moment he arrived, his expression changed. In the distance, Ye Lian was sitting on the ground, crying loudly. Beside her was Mo Yunqi, whose face was swollen and bruised. At this moment, Mo Yunqi was gesturing frantically at Ye Lian, and the more he gestured, the harder she cried. Seeing this, Ye Xuan's expression instantly became ferocious. "You dare bully my sister." As soon as his voice fell, a sword silently condensed in his palm. The next moment, a terrifying power spread from him along with faint sword light. The grass before him was instantly cut apart by the force, and the sword glowed. One sword decides life and death. Seeing Ye Xuan suddenly go mad, Mo Yunqi was dumbfounded. He was about to explain, but Ye Xuan had already rushed toward him with sword in hand. Sensing the power in Ye Xuan's sword, Mo Yunqi's face changed dramatically. He did not dare block it. He leapt away and climbed over a wall to flee. But the moment he climbed over, that wall turned into powder. Damn it. Behind the wall that had just been sliced into dust, Mo Yunqi's face twitched. He hurriedly increased his speed and fled into the distance. Behind him, Ye Xuan chased him like a madman. Wherever Ye Xuan passed, chaos followed. Inside Canglan Hall, Ye Lian stared blankly as Ye Xuan and Mo Yunqi vanished into the distance. Then she quickly ran after them. By the time she reached the broken wall, the two were already far away. She could only faintly hear Mo Yunqi's panicked voice. "Big brother, I did not bully your sister, calm down." Very soon, his voice was swallowed by the cry of Ye Xuan's sword. Ye Lian stood there in a daze. What if brother gets hurt? After saying that, she hurried to old Jai's courtyard. In the courtyard, old Jai was lying on a reclining chair with a wine gourd in his mouth, sleeping like a dead man. Ye Lian grabbed his arm and shook it hard, anxiously saying, "Grandpa Jai, my brother and that person are fighting. Please go take a look." Old Jai did not move. He was drunk like a pile of mud. Having no other choice, Ye Lian ran to Jai Anzhi's courtyard. Jai Anzhi looked at her. Ye Lian said anxiously, "Sister Jai, my brother is fighting that person. Can you go persuade them? I am afraid my brother will hurt himself." Jai Anzhi walked up to Ye Lian. "Can you cook?" Ye Lian instinctively nodded. Jai Anzhi said, "I am hungry, Ye Lian." Behind Canglan Hall, beyond the abandoned buildings, lay a mountain forest. At this moment, two figures were racing through it. The one in front was Mo Yunqi. Under his feet were two swirling currents of wind. With their help, his speed was like a violent gale, extremely fast. Behind him was Ye Xuan, holding the Lanxiu sword. At this moment, Ye Xuan's entire body radiated a savage aura. Wherever he passed, flowers, grass, and trees were nearly all cut down at the roots. After running for nearly an hour, Mo Yunqi chose to risk a fight with Ye Xuan. But the moment Ye Xuan used one sword decides life and death, Mo Yunqi decisively ran again. Because before his iron staff could even approach Ye Xuan's sword, it was cut apart by the Lanxiu sword, completely cut apart. There was no way to fight. Mo Yunqi fled wildly into the depths of the forest, and Ye Xuan pursued him relentlessly. Just like that, one fled and the other chased from night until dawn. At daybreak, Mo Yunqi finally ran back to the front of Canglan Hall. He had just stopped when Ye Xuan appeared behind him. Ye Xuan was about to attack when Ye Lian, who had been waiting on the stone steps all night, hurriedly ran over and hugged him. "Brother, brother. Are you all right? Did he hurt you?" Not far away, Mo Yunqi lay on the ground gasping for breath. When he heard Ye Lian's question, he was so angry he nearly choked. I. Seeing Ye Lian, Ye Xuan finally calmed down a little. He gently rubbed her head. Are you all right?" Ye Lian quickly shook her head. "I am fine." Ye Xuan glanced at Mo Yunqi on the ground. Mo Yunqi's expression changed. He became extremely guarded. You, do not do anything reckless. I did not bully your sister. Ask her yourself." Ye Xuan looked at Ye Lian. "What happened earlier?" Ye Lian lowered her head and said nothing. "What is it?" Ye Xuan asked gently. Ye Lian said softly, "I only remembered when we were still in the Ye family. Back then you found a bun, but you could not bear to eat it and gave it all to me. Because of that you nearly starved to death. As she spoke, tears fell again. Ye Xuan gently embraced her. "Silly girl, those days are over. From now on, brother will never let you suffer again." Ye Lian hugged Ye Xuan tightly. "Brother, you cannot make yourself suffer too much either, all right." Ye Xuan smiled, "All right. From now on we will both live well, how about that?" Ye Lian raised her head and looked at him. Through her tears she smiled, A while later, Ye Lian fell asleep in Ye Xuan's arms. After carrying her back to her room, Ye Xuan went to the front of Canglan Hall and sat not far from Mo Yunqi. Mo Yunqi looked at him warily. Ye Xuan took out a wine gourd and tossed it to him. "Sorry." Mo Yunqi glanced at Ye Xuan. He picked up the gourd and drank a large mouthful. Then he asked, "What was the name of that sword skill you used earlier?" "One sword decides life and death," Ye Xuan replied. Mo Yunqi nodded. "Too strong, I cannot block it." Ye Xuan looked at Mo Yunqi. "Those two wind currents under your feet, are they a martial technique?" Mo Yunqi nodded. 10,000 Li wind chasing art, low grade profound rank. He lay back on the stone steps. If not for this technique, your sword would have killed me earlier. Ye Xuan also lay down on the steps, resting his hands behind his head as he looked toward the distant sky. Sorry, Mo Yunqi shook his head. It was my fault too. I saw your sister crying and joked with her. I told her you were beaten by me and then she cried even harder. Ye Xuan. At that moment, the two saw a bald young man walking toward them. He looked around 18 or 19, with a shaved head and a tall, powerful build. His upper body was bare, revealing bulging muscles that looked rather terrifying. Around his neck hung a string of bones. Some of them were still stained with fresh blood. Mo Yunqi said softly, "He is probably our other student." At this point he turned to Ye Xuan. "Should we beat him up?" Ye Xuan thought for a moment. "You go first." Mo Yunqi shrugged. "Fine." With that he lightly stepped forward with his right foot. His body flew out light and swift. His speed was so fast that even Ye Xuan felt slightly inferior. Very soon Mo Yunqi appeared before the bald man and kicked him in the shoulder. The bald man did not dodge. Boom. After a dull impact, Mo Yunqi was forced back several zhang. His right leg trembled non-stop. The bald man did not move at all. The bald man looked at Mo Yunqi, his expression unfriendly. Mo Yunqi's face changed slightly. He turned to Ye Xuan in the distance. "Let us attack together." Ye Xuan walked up to the bald man. The bald man grew slightly cautious. But then Ye Xuan suddenly cupped his fists. "Welcome to Canglan Academy." Mo Yunqi stared at Ye Xuan in disbelief. "You." The bald man cupped his fists toward Ye Xuan. "Thank you." Then he turned toward Mo Yunqi not far away. Mo Yunqi smiled awkwardly. "Misunderstanding." Completely a misunderstanding. The bald man charged toward him. Mo Yunqi's expression changed completely. He turned and ran. "Ye Xuan, you bastard, you set me up." Very soon Mo Yunqi's miserable cries echoed across the mountain. At noon, inside Canglan Hall. Old Jai sat at the head seat, occasionally drinking wine. He was still half-drunk and not quite sober. To his left sat Anzhi, slowly licking a pair of chopsticks. To his right sat the bald young man. He held a string of iron beads in his hand. The beads were smooth and faintly glowing, clearly not made from ordinary material. Below the bald young man sat Mo Yunqi. Mo Yunqi's condition was miserable. His face was swollen and bruised, and there were many footprints all over his body. The bald young man beside him still glanced at him from time to time with an unfriendly look. At that moment a fragrance drifted into the hall. Old Jai opened his eyes. Anzhi immediately sat up straight, gripping her chopsticks like she was ready for battle. Ye Xuan and Ye Lian each carried a tray. Ye Xuan carried a plate of golden roast chicken that looked extremely tempting. Ye Lian carried a plate of steamed fish that also made people hungry at a glance. The moment the siblings placed the dishes on the table, Old Jai and Anzhi began eating. Their speed was terrifying. The bald young man and Mo Yunqi were stunned. Even Ye Xuan and Ye Lian froze for a moment. Old Jai was still acceptable. But Anzhi's eating speed could only be described as bandit-like. In less than 10 seconds, the roasted chicken before her had been reduced to bones. The fish was no different. The bald young man and Mo Yunqi sat there in a daze. At this point they had only just lifted their chopsticks. Old Jai glanced at Anzhi, "Be a little more ladylike." Anzhi licked her chopsticks, then looked at Ye Xuan. "Is there more?" Everyone. A long while later, Canglan Hall finally quieted down. Everyone sat around the table. 7 or 8 plates had been swept completely clean. The bald young man and Mo Yunqi looked as if life held no further meaning. They had only managed to eat a few bites. Ye Xuan and Ye Lian looked at each other and smiled. They had already eaten their fill in the kitchen. At this moment Old Jai suddenly said, "Let me introduce the newcomer." He pointed at the bald young man, Bai Ze. From Mang Mountain in the north, half-demon physique. The bald young man named Bai Ze stood and bowed to everyone. But when he looked at Mo Yunqi, his gaze was still unfriendly. The corner of Mo Yunqi's mouth twitched, then he glared at Ye Xuan. "Ye Xuan," Old Jai pointed at Mo Yunqi. "Mo Yunqi. From Mo Town on the far southern frontier." His body is light, making him very suitable for speed techniques. He specializes in the staff and flying knives. Flying knives, Ye Xuan looked at Mo Yunqi. So this fellow had hidden skills. Mo Yunqi pointed at Ye Xuan. Old man, tell us about him. Old Jai looked at Ye Xuan. From the Ye family of King City. Sword cultivator, great sword cultivator, great sword cultivator. Jai Anzhi and Bai Ze glanced at Ye Xuan, their eyes showing surprise and curiosity. Great sword cultivators were rare in all of Jiang Kingdom, especially someone so young, Ye Xuan. At that moment, Mo Yunqi suddenly stood up and stared at Ye Xuan in shock. Big brother, don't tell me you are the useless guy Cangmu Academy did not want. You are the useless one. Ye Lian suddenly glared angrily at Mo Yunqi. From now on I will not cook for you. Beside her, Bai Ze nodded. Do not let him eat. Mo Yunqi's face twitched. He lightly slapped his own mouth and smiled awkwardly. Little sister, I misspoke, do not be angry. He had already seen things clearly. In Canglan Academy, only the Ye siblings knew how to cook. If they stopped cooking, he would have to eat grass. Ye Lian snorted and said nothing more. Old Jai suddenly said, he is indeed the Ye Xuan currently being discussed in the Imperial Capital. The Ye Xuan currently being discussed in the Imperial Capital. Because of Cangmu Academy's deliberate spreading, Ye Xuan's name had become extremely famous in the Imperial Capital. Of course, it was not a good kind of fame. Mo Yunqi looked Ye Xuan up and down, then shook his head. Tusk. Cangmu Academy is really impressive. They did not even want someone like you. Since when did their standards become that high? Ye Xuan only smiled and did not speak. Old Jai said behind the mountain is a martial hall. It was once the place where Canglan Academy students studied. You may visit it normally. Perhaps you will gain something. Are there martial techniques? Mo Yunqi asked quickly. Cultivation methods would do too. Old Jai shook his head. Why? Mo Yunqi was puzzled. Old Jai said softly, I sold them all for wine money. Everyone. Old Jai stood 1.5 years. In 1.5 years, it will be the once every 3 years life and death martial contest between Canglan Academy and Cangmu Academy. I do not want your corpses hanging on Mount Kang's mountain path a 1.5 years from now. Also, do not wander outside too much. If Cangmu Academy students see you, they will definitely come looking for trouble. After saying this, he turned and left. Jai Anzhi suddenly turned to Ye Xuan. Go cook something else, Ye Xuan. Half an hour later, after Jai Anzhi had eaten her fill, she stood. Out of kindness, I will remind you of something. Cangmu Academy has 2 peerless geniuses, one male and one female. The man is named Fen Jiu. The woman is named Baikan. Both are under 20, but their realms have already reached the Skysoar realm. They may even be half a step into Nether Passage. In other words, in all of Jiang Kingdom, only one person can suppress them. You should know who that person is. Of course, everyone knew. Aside from An Lanxiu, who else could it be? Jai Anzhi continued, besides those 2, there are 3 extraordinary talents beneath them. Their identities are unknown, but each possesses a special ability. Rumor says that if the 3 of them join forces, they can even fight An Lanxiu. At this moment, Mo Yunqi weakly raised his right hand. Is it still too late to withdraw? Jai Anzhi looked at him. It is still in time to kill yourself, sigh. Mo Yunqi sprawled over the table and sighed. I was deceived by that old man. At this moment, Ye Xuan said, now that everyone is here, I have something to discuss. Everyone looked at him. Ye Xuan thought for a moment, then said, I checked earlier. Our Canglan Academy lacks many daily necessities. For example, firewood, rice, oil, salt. We have none of the usual things. And many other things are missing too, even toilet paper is lacking. In short, we lack almost everything, mother. Mo Yunqi groaned and buried his head on the table, looking as if he no longer wanted to live. Ye Xuan looked at them. I have decided to go down the mountain and buy some daily necessities. But I do not have enough money. Each of you should contribute some. We will pool our funds together, everyone. Seeing that Jai Anzhi and the other 2 said nothing, Ye Xuan shrugged. If you do not want to pay, that is fine. From now on, everyone can fend for themselves. No problem, right? Hearing this, the corners of Mo Yunqi's mouth twitched. Fend for themselves, did that mean eating grass? A while later, Bai Ze took out a pouch and handed it to Ye Xuan, 20 gold coins. Ye Xuan did not stand on ceremony and put it away. Then he looked at Xianxia. She stared at him silently, making his scalp go numb. After a while, Ye Xuan waved his hand. Fine, fine. You do not need to contribute, do whatever you were doing. Anzhi turned and left without hesitation. Ye Xuan turned to Mo Yunqi. Mo Yunqi looked at him the same way Anzhi had, staring silently. Ye Xuan suddenly slapped the table and shouted angrily, "What are you looking at? Hand over the money or you can eat grass, Mo Yunqi." Half an hour later, Ye Xuan led his sister down the mountain. On their left and right were Mo Yunqi and Bai Ze. This time they needed to buy many things. Ye Xuan and Ye Lian would certainly not be able to carry everything, so he had dragged Mo Yunqi and Bai Ze along. Along the way, Ye Lian skipped happily. Watching Ye Lian ahead of him, Ye Xuan felt a trace of worry. Right now, it was only the fire spirit suppressing the cold Kai inside her body. And the fire spirit could last only 2 or 3 months at most. After 2 or 3 months, if there was no replacement. Thinking of this, he took out the black jade pendant An Lanxiu had given him, 2 Realms Mountain. The Sword Lord's cave residence. I must go there, Ye Xuan said softly. To Ye Xuan's left, Mo Yunqi walked with a blade of grass in his mouth, humming some unknown tune, looking lazy and carefree. To his right, Bai Ze walked with his head lowered, extremely quiet. One could say he barely spoke at all. At this moment, Mo Yunqi suddenly said, "You too, do you have confidence for the fight 1.5 years from now?" Ye Xuan lightly patted Mo Yunqi's shoulder. "What is there to fear? We just fight." Mo Yunqi gave Ye Xuan a thumbs up. "Big brother, you make it sound easy. The problem is whether we can win. If we cannot win, we die, and then our corpses get hung on Mount Kang's mountain path." Ye Xuan shrugged. "If we do not fight, what else can we do? Go kneel before Cangmu Academy and beg for mercy," Mo Yunqi sighed softly. "It is all because I was bewitched back then and believed old Jai. I was tricked into coming here, sigh. Just talking about it makes me want to cry." At this point, as if remembering something, he turned to Bai Ze not far away. "Hey big guys, how were you tricked into coming here?" Ye Xuan also looked at Bai Ze. He wanted to know too. Under normal circumstances, no one would willingly come here. Bai Ze hesitated for a moment, then said, "Old Jai said my bones were extraordinary, my talent surpassed others, and that I was a rare martial prodigy found once in 10,000. He said the future peace of Jiang Kingdom would depend on me." Ye Xuan and Mo Yunqi froze. After a while, Mo Yunqi swallowed, "And you believed him?" Bai Ze looked at the two of them, then nodded. "I did, Ye Xuan." Hearing Bai Ze's words, Ye Xuan shook his head. So there were still people this innocent in the world. Mo Yunqi also looked at Bai Ze with pity and shook his head. At that moment, Bai Ze suddenly asked, "Am I not a martial prodigy?" Ye Xuan and Mo Yunqi looked at each other. Then the two of them walked faster into the distance. Behind them, Bai Ze rubbed his bald head, somewhat confused. Before long, Ye Xuan and the others arrived at the bustling streets of the Imperial Capital. Because Ye Xuan had a VIP card from Drunken Immortal Tower, he went straight there. Only a fool would not use a benefit when he had one. The three quickly reached the most prosperous area in the city center. There stood a tower 9 stories high, extremely luxurious. It was the famous Drunken Immortal Tower of Qingzhou. Ye Xuan led Ye Lian and his 2 laborers, Mo Yunqi and Bai Ze, inside. A pretty young woman came forward to receive them and bowed. "May I ask what the honored guests need?" Ye Xuan took out his VIP card. The moment the woman saw it, her expression changed. She bowed even deeper. "Honored guest, please follow me." The 4 were led to an extremely luxurious private room. They had barely sat down when someone delivered the finest spiritual tea. After that, an old man walked in. After entering, the old man bowed to the 4 of them. In the end, his gaze fell on Ye Xuan. "May I ask how to address the honored guest?" Ye Xuan replied, "Ye Xuan." Hearing those 2 words, the old man was slightly stunned. He studied Ye Xuan, and soon confirmed that this was the Ye Xuan currently being talked about in the Imperial Capital. The old man asked young Master Yi, what instructions do you have? Ye Xuan thought for a moment, then said, give me 150 jin of rice, 50 chickens, 50 ducks, 10 pigs, 10 oxen, 5 barrels of oil. Everyone present froze. The old man before Ye Xuan stared wide-eyed. Mo Yunqi, sitting not far away, moved into a corner and stared at the ceiling, pretending he did not know Ye Xuan. Bai Ze's expression also became extremely unnatural. Coming to Drunken Immortal Tower to buy such things. Who had ever heard of someone coming to Drunken Immortal Tower to buy rice and oil? After a long while, Ye Xuan finally finished listing everything. But then, as if remembering something, he added discount. Remember to give a discount, 50% off, the old man. Seeing the old man's expression, Ye Xuan frowned slightly. What, you do not sell these things? The old man smiled bitterly. Young Master Yi, it is not that we do not sell them. It is just that we do not have these things here, Ye Xuan said softly. The person who gave me this card said that if I needed anything in the future, I could come to Drunken Immortal Tower. And as long as it was not an excessive request, Drunken Immortal Tower could satisfy it. Sigh. It seems that person was boasting to me. Hearing this, the old man's expression changed slightly. He quickly bowed. Young Master Yi, please wait a moment. Although our Drunken Immortal Tower does not have these things, there are plenty outside. This old man will immediately prepare them for you. Please wait. Ye Xuan nodded, then I will trouble you. The old man bowed and turned to leave. Only the 4 of them remained in the private room. At that moment, Mo Yunqi suddenly said, your card is a purple card. Among Drunken Immortal Tower's VIP cards, it is second only to the black card. You are not simple, Ye Xuan smiled, it is only a card. Mo Yunqi shook his head. Big brother, Drunken Immortal Tower can be called the most luxurious and noble place in the Imperial Capital. And you came here to buy meat, rice, oil, and salt. You truly have no shame at all, Ye Xuan glanced at him. If we do not come here and go outside instead, do we have enough money? If not, will you pay? Mo Yunqi fell silent. Before long, the old man returned and bowed to Ye Xuan. Young Master Yi, I have prepared everything you requested and placed it on 2 carriages. I have also arranged servants to escort them for you. Does young Master Yi need anything else? Ye Xuan cupped his fists, thank you. Also, how many gold coins in total? The old man smiled. Consider it a gift, a gift. Ye Xuan shook his head and smiled. He took out a pouch and placed it on the table. There are 36 gold coins inside, that should be enough, farewell. After speaking, he led Ye Lian out. Bai Ze and Mo Yunqi quickly followed. The old man stood in the private room with a bitter smile. He had originally wanted Ye Xuan to owe them a small favor, but clearly, Ye Xuan did not want to. After picking up the money pouch, the old man followed them out. 2 carriages waited at the entrance of Drunken Immortal Tower. The carriages were fully loaded, and behind them were 3 large iron cages holding livestock. Fortunately, Drunken Immortal Tower had arranged people to help. Otherwise, Ye Xuan truly would not have been able to transport all of it. Ye Xuan looked at Mo Yunqi and Bai Ze, let us go. The 2 climbed onto a carriage. Ye Xuan also led Ye Lian into another carriage. Just like that, the group headed into the distance. Behind them, the old man looked at the money pouch in his hand and shook his head. Naturally, Ye Xuan's group attracted attention along the way. They had brought far too many things, Ye Xuan had no choice. Canglan Academy was far from the Imperial Capital's commercial district. He could not come every day. That would waste too much time. At that moment, someone suddenly cried out in surprise. That is Ye Xuan, Ye Xuan. The moment that shout rang out, everyone around turned to look. Seeing those gazes, Ye Xuan himself was slightly stunned. Was he that famous? It really is Ye Xuan. Someone said he is that useless fellow Cangmu Academy did not want. Tusk. Canglan Academy has no concern for face at all. They even accepted someone Cangmu Academy rejected. No wonder Cangmu Academy has suppressed them so badly they can barely breathe. But I heard National Scholar and thinks highly of him. Even National Scholar and can make mistakes, look at him. He is only in the Kai transformation realm and has not even reached the Imperial Kai realm. A person like him would not even qualify to do odd jobs for Cangmu Academy. The crowd discussed him openly, without the slightest restraint. Ye Xuan's face remained expressionless. Society was like this. Many people like stepping on others to show their own superiority. You are not allowed to talk about my brother like that. At that moment, Ye Lian suddenly glared angrily at the crowd. My brother never offended any of you. What right do you have to speak of him like that? A young man below grinned. I just want to talk about your brother. A useless piece of trash Cangmu Academy did not want. What about it? Are you going to bite me? Ha ha ha. Ye Lian's face reddened with anger. She pointed at the young man. Brother hit him. Ye Xuan stepped down from the carriage. The next second, the young man who had spoken was sent flying 5 or 6 jang away. Only after crashing into a wall did he stop. He lay on the ground groaning, blood spilling from the corner of his mouth. All the ribs in his chest had been broken. Seeing this, everyone around froze. Ye Xuan had openly attacked someone. Not far away, Mo Yunqi shook his head. He had finally understood. One could offend Ye Xuan. But one absolutely could not offend his sister. Otherwise, Ye Xuan would make that person regret ever coming into this world. He actually hit someone in the street. How arrogant. Does he have no respect for the law at all? The people around pointed at Ye Xuan, but no one dared act. Ye Xuan looked around and suddenly shouted, "Shut up." The surroundings instantly fell silent. Ye Xuan swept his gaze across the crowd. Enough nonsense. If you do not like me, come fight me. Come on, I will. At this moment, a young man rushed out of the crowd. But the moment he reached Ye Xuan punched him flying. He fell to the ground and struggled to rise. Ye Xuan looked around. Anyone else? The surroundings were silent. Many people were like this. They bullied the weak and feared the strong. Tusk, tusk. Since when did the dogs of Canglan Academy dare act so arrogantly in the Imperial Capital? At that moment, a voice came from the side. Soon, 3 men wearing black and white robes walked over from the distance. They are students of Cangmu Academy, someone cried out. The surroundings immediately became lively again. Those who had been silent began making noise once more. Clearly, the appearance of Cangmu Academy students had given them courage. Seeing the Cangmu Academy students, Mo Yunqi narrowed his eyes, and Bai Ze's expression also turned cold. Without any prior agreement, both of them jumped down from the carriage and stood beside Ye Xuan. Cangmu Academy and Canglan Academy were true mortal enemies. The hostility between them was almost instinctive. In the past, whenever students of the 2 academies met, trouble would inevitably follow. But later, Canglan Academy declined more and more. After that, Canglan Academy students basically avoided Cangmu Academy students whenever possible. The 3 Cangmu Academy students walked up to Ye Xuan. The one in the lead studied him for a while, then mocked, "So you are the useless trash our academy did not want. Kai Transformation Realm, tusk, tusk." Canglan Academy truly grows worse and worse. Even something like you before he could finish, Ye Xuan suddenly kicked him in the chest. Bang. Under everyone's gaze, the man flew backward, vomiting blood in midair. Everyone froze. Mo Yunqi and Bai Ze also froze. They had not expected Ye Xuan to attack so suddenly. The surroundings fell completely silent. After kicking the first man away, Ye Xuan swept his legs left and right. The 2 remaining students caught off guard were also kicked flying. Ye Xuan did not stop. He rushed to the 3 of them, grabbed the money pouches at their waists, and quickly returned to Mo Yunqi and Bai Ze. Run, run. Mo Yunqi and Bai Ze, who had been preparing for a fight, froze. They thought they had heard wrongs. But Ye Xuan and Ye Lian had already returned to the carriage and started driving away. Attack, rob, run, everyone. The people present stood as if struck by lightning. He beat people and then ran away. But Bai Ze and Mo Yunqi quickly recovered. They lifted their feet and chased after him. The remaining crowd looked toward the Cangmu Academy students and saw 3 faces twisted with rage. For many years, when had Cangmu Academy ever suffered such humiliation? They had been beaten, robbed, and the culprit was from Canglan Academy. This was unbearable shame. After them. The leading student roared in rage and chased after them. The other 2 followed closely. The earlier scene was no different from a public humiliation. If they did not wash it away quickly, they would become a joke in all of Cangmu Academy. Worse, they would make the academy lose face. For so many years, only Cangmu had suppressed Canglan. When had the reverse ever happened? This humiliation could only be repaid with blood. Killing intent burned in their eyes. Because they carried so many things, Ye Xuan's group could not move very fast. Before long, the 3 Cangmu Academy students caught up. Ye Xuan jumped down from the carriage and turned to face them. As the leading student drew closer, he snarled, "A bastard like you dares," before he could finish speaking. Ye Xuan vanished like a ghost and reappeared in front of him. A sweeping kick lashed toward his face like a storm. The young man's expression changed. He hurriedly raised his left arm to block. Crack. The crisp sound of bone breaking rang out. The young man was kicked into a wall several zhang away. Boom. The impact shook the wall violently and it collapsed. If he had not rolled away quickly, he would have been buried under the rubble. Just as he stopped moving, a foot stepped onto his abdomen. Facing Ye Xuan's cold eyes, the young man gritted his teeth. "If you have the guts, kill me. Otherwise, I will kill your whole family." Ye Xuan's foot pressed down on his throat without the slightest mercy. Crack, the young man fell silent. Blood poured from the corner of his mouth. His eyes remained wide open, filled with disbelief as death arrived. Seeing him die beneath Ye Xuan's foot, the 2 remaining Cangmu Academy students panicked. The reason they had dared chase after him so recklessly was because they had confidence in their strength. In their minds, no matter what, Canglan Academy students would never dare kill Cangmu Academy students. Reality proved them wrong. The 2 slowly retreated. All thoughts of humiliation and revenge vanished. Only the desire to survive remained. Mo Yunqi and Bai Ze's expressions also turned serious. This had gone from a minor brawl into major trouble. Go. After killing the young man, Ye Xuan returned, leapt onto the horse, held Ye Lian tightly and drove the carriage forward. Bai Ze and Mo Yunqi hurriedly followed. Half a quarter of an hour later, a group of people wearing black and white robes appeared at the place Ye Xuan's group had passed. When they saw the corpse not far away, their expressions all became savage. The leader was a young man carrying a pitch-black spear. He had sharp brows, bright eyes, a tall slender figure, and handsome features. He was one of the 3 great talents of Cangmu Academy's outer court, Zuo Lai, senior brother Zuo Lai. A student on his left gritted his teeth and said, "Those Canglan Academy students must have eaten the courage of tigers to dare kill a student of our Cangmu Academy in broad daylight. Senior brother, allow me to fight to the death. If we do not kill them all, I will take my own life at the academy gates." He was about to rush out, but Zuo Lai's spear blocked him. The other students looked over. Zuo Lai gazed toward the end of the road. A blood debt must be paid in blood. Today will be the end of Canglan Academy. He shot forward like a gust of wind. More than 20 Cangmu Academy students immediately followed. Ye Xuan's group was still racing down the empty road. Mo Yunqi could not help looking at him. "Were you a little too impulsive?" "I gave him a chance to live," Ye Xuan replied. Mo Yunqi fell silent. Ye Xuan continued, "If I did not kill him, he would cling to us without letting go. Once he found a chance, he would show us no mercy." "Correct?" Bai Ze nodded. "Yes, he deserved to die." Mo Yunqi smiled bitterly. "He did deserve to die. But now that you killed him, what do we do? Cangmu Academy will definitely not let this go." Ye Xuan looked at him. "If small fry come, I fight them. If bigger ones come, old Jai handles them." "What if he cannot win?" Mo Yunqi asked. Ye Xuan shrugged. "Then he cannot win. What else can we do?" Mo Yunqi wanted to say more, but Bai Ze interrupted. "Can you stop talking about retreating, Mo Yunqi?" Suddenly, all 3 turned their heads at the same time. They sensed a group chasing them from about 100 zhang away, Cangmu Academy students. Ye Xuan's expression remained calm. He looked at Mo Yunqi. "Help me with something. Take my sister back to Canglan Academy." One stern look from him made Ye Lian swallow the words already at the edge of her lips. She obediently kept quiet. Mo Yunqi glanced behind them, then reached out to hold Ye Lian. 2 swirling currents of wind appeared beneath his feet, and in an instant, he and Ye Lian had appeared more than 10 zhang ahead. Ye Xuan looked at Bai Ze. You should go too. Bai Ze shook his head. Ye Xuan grinned. I caused this. Bai Ze still shook his head. They are targeting Canglan Academy. Even without you, they would target me and Mo Yunqi. Ye Xuan smiled and said nothing more. He jumped down from the carriage. Bai Ze followed. The two slowly walked toward the Cangmu Academy students. As the enemy drew closer, Ye Xuan's expression became more and more savage. Fighting. The one thing he feared least in this life was fighting. His realm and strength had been tempered through battle, not peaceful cultivation. Especially after he had become the heir of the Ye family, he had fought almost every day in the streets and alleys. To him, fighting was as familiar as eating 3 meals a day. Zuolai raised his spear and said to the students gathering behind him, I alone am enough. His right foot stomped down. The ground exploded and a surge of Kai lifted him forward. He shot toward Ye Xuan and Bai Ze like lightning, Imperial Kai realm. The moment Ye Xuan paused, the spear tip had already arrived before him. He leaned backward like a bent willow branch, avoiding the sharp point. At the same time, his right leg kicked out. Boom. The spear in Zuolai's hand trembled, and he staggered back several steps. As soon as he steadied himself, Ye Xuan pounced like a fierce tiger. Zuolai narrowed his eyes and swept his spear horizontally. Sweeping the 1,000 armies, the air tore apart. The corner of Ye Xuan's mouth lifted into a savage smile. He clenched his right fist. Without dodging, he punched forward, collapsing fist. With battle intent added, the power of this move had already surpassed the limits of a low-level martial technique. Fist and spear collided in a violent explosion. Zuolai was thrown backward. His feet dug into the ground, carving out 2 deep trenches. The instant he steadied himself, Ye Xuan was already rushing in, his fist ready to strike again. Still collapsing fist. Still a punch so direct and violent that it needed no trick. Use strength to suppress everything. Zuolai's pupils shrank. This time he no longer dared underestimate the attack. Kai surged endlessly from his body into the spear in his hand, and he thrust forward. The spear tip flashed coldly. The sound of torn wind rang out. In the eyes of the onlookers, spear and fist met again in the most brutal way possible. Boom. The moment they collided, both sides were forced back. While Zuolai was still staggering, Ye Xuan had already regained his balance and charged again. This time, Zuolai had no time to respond. He took a full punch to the left side of his chest. PFFT, blood sprayed from his mouth. His body bent and flew backward. Ye Xuan was about to pursue, but the group of students behind Zuolai rushed forward. A fierce light flashed in Bai Ze's eyes. He launched himself into the group. Wherever he stepped, deep footprints were left in the ground. Ye Xuan did not waste words and met them head-on. 1 against 1, he was not afraid. 1 against 10, he was still not afraid. Wait for me, a voice rang out from behind. It was Mo Yunqi, rushing over like a gust of wind. In the blink of an eye, he stood beside Ye Xuan and Bai Ze. He looked at the more than 20 students charging toward them and grinned. Can we kill? Ye Xuan replied coldly, do you think they would dare kill us? Ha ha ha, Mo Yunqi laughed. Why did I ask such a stupid question? Kill them. Let them know my Canglan Academy is not easy to bully. As his voice fell, his hands came together. When they separated, 2 streaks of light shot out, flying knives. In the distance, 2 Cangmu Academy students lost their heads. The next moment, Mo Yunqi was knocked down by another student. That student was then punched in the head by Ye Xuan. Another student crashed into Ye Xuan from the side. Miserable screams and the crack of breaking bones echoed everywhere. A fierce melee erupted. Ye Xuan's group of 3 was strong, but they were badly outnumbered. Moreover, those who could enter Cangmu Academy were not weaklings. They did not gain an overwhelming advantage. On the contrary, Cangmu Academy suffered heavy losses. 6 or 7 students had already died. Bang. Ye Xuan punched a Cangmu Academy student away and was about to follow up when a spear swept in and blocked him. It was Zuolai. Ye Xuan stopped. He did not dodge, he took the spear directly to the chest. PFFT. Seeing Ye Xuan forced back, Zuolai's expression changed. He had never expected Ye Xuan to willingly take the full strike with his body. and anything unexpected could lead to serious consequences. This was exactly the case. Ye Xuan grabbed the shaft of the spear and used it to rush forward. His knee bent and slammed straight into Zhuo Lai's abdomen. Boom. This time Zhuo Lai was thrown more than 10 zhang away. When he hit the ground, he coughed out a mouthful of blood. His internal organs had been crushed by Ye Xuan's knee. Seeing Ye Xuan approach, Zhuo Lai raised his head with savage eyes. I underestimated you. But after today, after our people have died, the academy will no longer underestimate you. Go. His roar made the other Cangmu Academy students hastily stop. When they saw Zhuo Lai's condition, they did not flee. Instead, they rushed toward Ye Xuan together. Only after Ye Xuan glared coldly at them did they stop. They were not afraid of Ye Xuan. They were afraid he would kill Zhuo Lai. Bai Ze and Mo Yunqi also limped to Ye Xuan's side, both covered in injuries. Blood leaked from the corner of Mo Yunqi's mouth. Bai Ze's body was also covered in countless cracks. The lowest realm among this group of Cangmu Academy students was the Imperial Kai realm, and their true strength was not all on the same level. For 3 people to fight over 20 of them and still survive was already extremely impressive. Zhuo Lai struggled to stand. He turned and roared at the Cangmu Academy students. Leave now, he was not stupid. After the battle just now, he knew his side had made a fatal mistake in judging the strength of these 3. Continuing to fight would only mean meaningless deaths. Even so, not a single Cangmu Academy student fled. Ye Xuan turned and left indifferently. Bai Ze and Mo Yunqi only glanced at Zhuo Lai's battered body, then followed. Suddenly Zhuo Lai burst into laughter. What, you want to humiliate me, ha ha ha. Students of Cangmu Academy would rather die than be humiliated by Canglan Academy. Before everyone's eyes, he clenched his fist and struck his own throat. Crack. The sound of bone breaking rang out. Zhuo Lai's body stiffened where he stood. Senior brother Zhuo Lai. The Cangmu Academy students rushed to Zhuo Lai's corpse, tears falling like rain. Not far away, Mo Yunqi wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth. Damn it. Who exactly has been suppressing whom? Why are they acting like we are the villains? Bai Ze silently patted his body. The cracks across his skin quickly began to heal. He looked at Ye Xuan. Your body is strong. During the fight, he had realized Ye Xuan's physique was not inferior to his own. Ye Xuan replied softly, you are also very powerful. This was sincere praise, not flattery. Among the younger generation he had met so far, Bai Ze was the only one whose physical body could stand on equal ground with his. At that moment, a middle-aged man suddenly appeared before the 3 of them. He wore a robe embroidered with golden thread. On the left side of his chest was the emblem of Cangmu Academy. Ye Xuan immediately recognized him. Lanxiu, Vice Academy Master of Cangmu Academy. The matter had become serious, but that was only natural. If people had died and things had not become serious, that would be strange. Lanxiu stared at Ye Xuan. You killed people and now intend to run? Ye Xuan laughed coldly. So what if I killed them? Are only Cangmu Academy students allowed to kill, while Canglan Academy students are not? Or has Cangmu Academy run out of people, so even a dignified Vice Academy Master must come out to take revenge? Lanxiu smiled faintly. Trying to provoke me, rest assured. I will not bully the young with my age. After saying that, he looked toward a distant boulder. An old man was lying there lazily. It was none other than old Jai. The corner of Lanxiu's mouth curved. Old Jai, from this moment onward, my Cangmu Academy officially declares war on Canglan Academy. Old Jai suddenly stood up. He plucked a wild blade of grass and flicked it casually. Lanxiu's expression changed. He quickly clasped his hands together, forming an invisible shield of Kai around himself. At the same time, waves of power surged from him like a tide. Ye Xuan and the others were forced back several dozen zhang by that power. Under everyone's horrified gaze, that blade of grass shot forward like a sharp sword, pierced straight through Lanxiu's tidal force, and shattered his protective barrier like mist. Slash, Lanxiu's right arm flew off. A terrifying silence covered everything. Ye Xuan, Mo Yunqi and Bai Ze stared wide-eyed. Mo Yunqi swallowed hard. This old man is actually that fierce. Should I speak to him more respectfully from now on? Ye Xuan was also shocked by old Jai's strength. He feared old Jai might be even stronger than the third tower lord of drunken immortal tower whom he had once met. On the distant boulder, old Jai glanced at Lanxiu. Declare war, are you sure? Lanxiu glared at him, his expression extremely ugly. Old Jai calmly took a drink of wine and shook his head. Do you know why Canglan Academy still has not collapsed? He pointed at himself. Because as long as I am alive, Canglan still stands. You want to declare war? Fine. Go ahead and kill those 3 brats. But I guarantee that everyone under 30 in Cangmu Academy will not live until tomorrow. If you do not believe me, try it. In any case, I picked them up. Do whatever you want with them. Those words nearly made Ye Xuan and the others explode with anger. Picked up, damn it. Mo Yunqi looked as if he wanted to chop old Jai into pieces. Can we beat him? Ye Xuan glanced at him. You go first, go your head. Mo Yunqi glared back. You are trying to sell me out again, guarantee you. Ye Xuan said seriously, brother, if you want to hit someone in the future, at least look at yourself first. Can you win? If you cannot, then that is seeking death. What are you hitting for, Mo Yunqi? While the two were speaking with great enthusiasm, old Jai suddenly turned. What are you two muttering about? Hurry up and leave. Mo Yunqi and Bai Ze lifted their feet to go, but Ye Xuan suddenly said, wait. Everyone looked at him. He walked to the corpses of the Cangmu Academy students, bent down, and picked up their money pouches and weapons one by one. Only Zhuo Lai was left untouched. This action stunned both sides. Old Jai immediately lay back down and pretended to be dead. Mo Yunqi hurriedly tugged at Ye Xuan's sleeve. Can you have a little dignity, big brother? So many people are watching. Ye Xuan glared at him. Dignity. Do you want to eat rice or grass? Mo Yunqi went silent. He returned to Bai Ze's side and covered his face, muttering, too embarrassing. Just like that, Ye Xuan collected 8 or 9 money pouches, and 5 or 6 weapons that looked quite valuable. They could probably sell for a good price. Satisfied, he nodded, then looked at his 2 companions who were still standing there. What are you waiting for? Help me get the carriages. The 2 did not move. Ye Xuan said coldly, tonight you 2 can eat dirt. Mo Yunqi immediately ran over and jumped onto one carriage. Bai Ze hesitated briefly, then slowly followed. The carriages rolled away under the watching eyes of the Cangmu Academy students. Old Jai did not leave with them. He remained lying on the boulder, peaceful as if he had fallen asleep. Lanxiu stared at him with sharp eyes. Today is not the end, it is only the beginning. Then he led the Cangmu Academy students away. On the boulder, the only reply was the sound of old Jai's snoring. What happened between Cangmu Academy and Canglan Academy soon spread through the Imperial Capital like a plague. Canglan Academy students killed Cangmu Academy students. How long had it been since something like this last happened? Could Canglan Academy be rising again? For a time, the entire Imperial Capital was stirred. Inside Jiang Kingdom's Imperial Palace, in the Hall of Nourishing Heart, a middle-aged man in luxurious clothing read the secret report in his hand with an amused expression. Then he suddenly smiled. He slowly walked to the entrance of the hall and raised his head toward the distant sky. Little 9's secret report said that the young man who dared face several thousand black-armored Tang cavalry alone at Two Realms City has arrived in the Imperial Capital. It is this Ye Xuan who has become so famous recently. A woman's voice sounded from somewhere in the hall. I have investigated him. He came from King City. Since childhood, he had no father or mother and grew up with his younger sister. He devoted himself fully to the Ye family, but was abandoned by them. To cure his sister, he came to the Imperial Capital. The middle-aged man looked toward the mysterious corner and smiled. That should only be the surface. A wheelchair slowly emerged from the shadows. Sitting in it was a young woman in a black dress. She looked young and beautiful, but her hair was like a stream of silver. Not only that, her eyes had never once opened. She said softly, national scholar and treats him very differently. He once killed an elder of drunken immortal tower on the flying ship, yet remained safe and sound. The hidden details behind that incident could not be investigated. The middle-aged man smiled. Killing an elder of drunken immortal tower and still surviving. That is indeed not simple. As he spoke, he returned to the writing desk, took out a round golden token, lifted a golden brush, and wrote one character on it. Ye. On the back of the token were 2 words, National Scholar. At this point he looked at the young woman. You do not object? The young woman asked in return. There are 100 benefits and no harm. Why would I object? The middle-aged man burst into laughter. Many young people today only know how to scheme over petty gains, especially those from noble clans and academies. In their hearts there is only family and academy, there is no country. That young man dared step forward to stop the Tang army at that moment. He did not seek any profit. He did not act for any hidden purpose. That alone makes him worthy of the 2 words, National Scholar. He looked at the young woman. I will have to trouble State Preceptor Lu to make a trip to Canglan Academy for me.